Hello guys, welcome to TMX Adventures. Lisa here. Hey, look, today I'm excited to bring to you a recipe from Recipe Community that I've brought over to create a collection that I want to teach you a little bit about how to do that. So if you've not yet done this, today's your time to learn how to do it so you can do it easily and simply and with confidence. For those of you who are new, my name is Lisa Keegan. I'm a consultant and team leader in Thermomix in Australia, and I do show up here a couple of times a week. The more I can, I love to. I really love to. But sometimes I do have 4 children at home that I homeschool. So life's a bit crazy around here. And for that reason, I'm constantly really grateful for my Thermomix and what I can create with it. So today I'm making an afternoon tea, and it's a beautiful custard cake. I gotta say, never made it before, but I'm excited to give it a go. Now I went to Recipe Community. Actually, I Googled it to start off with. I looked up custard cake Thermomix, and it took me, thankfully, to Recipe Community. And today I'm going to show you a little bit about Recipe Community. It has recently had an upgrade. You can see it's got a facelift when I show you in a second. And some of that upgrade has made it so much easier for us to access it guided on our Thermomix. So comment if you're on today, say hi if you're watching replay, engage in some way if you're watching on YouTube later. It just means that you get to see the future videos of this, which is cool. Remember as well, if you're not a subscriber, to head to TMX Adventures and subscribe over there to get the latest news from me as well. Nearly due for a new download soon. So I'm just going to jump over here, and I'm going to go to, we have Cookidoo up. I'm going to go to Recipe Community. Now, if you don't know where this is, recipecommunity.com.au, and there's 32,170 recipes on here. Now, this is peer reviewed. It's been around a long time. This was around when I first got my TM31 and became a consultant nearly 11 years ago. It is the place that we used to convert recipes. You know, you'd have your old favorite woman's weekly recipes, and you would convert them to weight, and then you'd convert the time, temp, speed, put it up on here and go, oh my goodness, this is the amazing marble cake, whatever it might have been, right? And then other people could comment and review it and stuff like that. This was before guided functionality. Now with this latest update and facelift, it means that it's so much easier than ever before. So pretty much, I did come in from Google, but pretty much you can come here and go custard cake. And you can see now it says, okay, let's scroll down and see. So I've got a couple of different ones here. You can see they've got ratings, always important to look at. Okay, and you can just keep going down. Now, I think it's actually called Magic Custard Cake. So let me add that word in at the top, and that will help refine my search. This is interesting. Is Magic got a, oh, not a U in it, one-handed typing. Not the greatest idea, Lisa. Okay, there we go. All right, let's have a look now. Let's see what we can find down here. Here we go. Magic Custard Cake. There we go. Look at this. It's got a pretty good star rating, 4.2 of 35 people. Thermo Luke. Thanks, Thermo Luke, for putting it up. So I can click on it, open it, and it tells me that its prep time's 25 minutes, total time's an hour. It's easy, and it's going to serve 12. Okay, it is designed for a TM5. That's fine. You'll make it into TM6, probably a TM31, perfectly fine as well. Ingredients, you can add your shopping list. It tells you what accessories you need. That's kind of important if it's got the blade cover, peeler, or the cutter, because you'll need those if it's in the recipe. Okay, and then the steps are there, tips and things like that. So there's also notes on the bottom, which is pretty cool. All right, so you can see there's also comments to go. And now we're going to come up and we're just actually going to say we want to add to Cookidoo. Now, when I do that, it's going to put it in my creator. Now, I've already done this, okay? So I might actually just cancel this. I'm going to jump over to, oh, there we go, Magic Custard Cake. There it is. Now, with this latest update to Cookidoo, it's amazing because it actually puts in the ingredients and the steps for you, not to Cookidoo, to Recipe Community, sorry. But when we did this a month ago, and you pull the recipe across, it didn't have the link to the ingredient. It didn't have the link to the speed, the temperature, the time. Now it does. It does it for you, okay? I love modern technology. Oh my goodness, there's some things that are just amazing. So once you go through, you can actually edit this. So say there's something you want to do a little differently, you can edit it. You can also edit your own Cookidoo recipes as well. So if you go to a Cookidoo recipe and you skip out the chili and the Mexican stack like I did last night, you can edit it to make it your own so it fits like that, okay? But let's get over here to now the Thermomix. And let's bring it up. So if we go to our 3 lines, we go to my recipes, you can go created recipes and it's going to be right at the top of the list. Bear in mind, you've only got 100 created recipes at this stage, okay? I've got 68 of 100 thus far, okay? So click on it. Sometimes your created recipes are actually also going to be recipes that you've varied the portion size. So it might be a 4-serve and you've gone, I just want to make 2, and you've gone a half batch, yeah? Start cooking straight away. Now, it looks a little different to your other recipes. This goes sideways rather than down. Just start in the green arrow. Preheat your oven, line a square baking tin. I'm going to use rectangle. I'm going to make mine a bit thinner. Insert your butterfly. Now, do you remember where your butterfly goes? All right, we go down and on the blunt side of the high set of the blades. So there's a set of blades that does the top, and I used to at demos tell you guys to look for the knuckle, the bit that looks like that, okay? That's a high blade, and opposing that on the other side is another high blade, okay? They're opposing each other. The other two, going 90 degrees to that, do the bottom. You're not going to find them in there if you're digging around in food. So find the knuckle and go the blunt side, the back side of the knuckle, okay? Separate your eggs, place the egg whites into a clean and dry bowl. We are about to aerate our eggs. Who has made pavlova or mousse with egg whites before? Or maybe chickpea juice? Have you done that? It's amazing. Comment and let me know if that's something you can say, yep, I've done that. Okay, set your TM for, now, can you see how there's an underlined 3 to 4 minutes? I think that's what it says, at speed 3.5. So we can actually just click on that and it populates it like our guided recipes do. I am blown away. I actually learnt this last night on a cooking class. Some of you guys were able to zoom in and watch the cooking class last night, our budget busters we did, that I did the Mexican stack at, and I didn't realize the new recipe community integration made it so incredibly simple. So I'm just going to spin this up. It says turn speed select to speed 3.5. Always watch your butterfly for the first few seconds just to make sure you did get it right, okay? So I'm going to take this off to let it aerate a bit easier and let it do its thing. But this ability to grab a recipe, community recipe, and bring it over to Thermomix and have it now set for us means you don't have to go in and edit it. Like Cookidoo just keeps getting better and better, and I'm so incredibly grateful for that. Okay, so this is going to aerate it. If you're cooking along with this at home now, this is your time to grab out. You'll need, we don't use custard powder when we got a Thermomix. We don't need to have that ingredient. I haven't bought it in 11 years. You literally use real ingredients. So the reason I'm doing this is I have an excess of eggs at the moment. So it's got 4 eggs separated, hence I've already done that. You've got the egg whites in. It's got some butter, 115 grams of butter. It's got some sugar. It's got some milk. Now, talking about budget busting ideas, mark down milk. Okay, it was going to become ricotta. It expired yesterday, but it'll be fine. It's not opened yet. But if you can get marked down milk, you can make cheese. And cheese is a game changer. Over at TMXing Adventures, you'll actually see I've got a cheese course. It was my original course I published 3 years ago. And it teaches you how to make ricotta, feta, halloumi, and it teaches you the science behind it. Fromage blanc, which is like a creamy, like a creme fraiche kind of, it's fermented, it's amazing. So there's lots of different cheeses over there, but again, most importantly, you're learning why things happen. Not like the process of putting things in the Thermomix, generally easy. It's when things don't go right, and you're like, why don't they go right? But that's when the knowledge of how and what's going on is helpful, okay? Which is why I also try and tell you my thoughts when I swap things around or trade ingredients and things like that, because I want you to be confident to go, oh, haven't got this, but I can do this instead, okay? This is actually looking done. I don't know that you can see my camera. It's a bit dark. I forgot to put the top lights on. Sorry, guys. I'll just show you this. It's got a minute to go, but I'm confident that this is pretty much soft peaks. Would you agree? Look at that. How cool. Hey, I've got another camera thing. Hang on. Look at that. That's cool. I'm slowly getting there, guys. Just bear with me as I learn how to do technology better. Once we've done a step, we close it, and then we go next. Now it tells you to remove your butterfly. So we're actually place that aside. I'm going to cheat and put a second bowl in. If you don't have a second bowl, just take your whites out and your butterfly and put them in another bowl. But otherwise, check them out in the mix shop. Okay, you can get your second bowls from the Thermomix mix shop. Place butter. Now, butter is underlined, so therefore I can click it and the scales come up. I'll just tear that back to 0. And I want 115 grams of butter. Oh, I'm going to be a little heavy. That's okay. I'm going to use what I've got. Close that up. And then it says set it for 3 minutes at 60 degrees, speed 2. And again, it populates it. There's no like following a cookbook and trying to figure out what you need to do. So I should put a measuring cup in. It's going to melt now that butter for me for 3 minutes. I don't own a microwave, so being able to melt butter easily in the Thermomix is a game changer. If you can't do dairy, okay, in this recipe, my suggestion is at this point in time, use coconut oil and melt it. Now, if that is still not your thing, I reckon you could use sunflower oil. It's flavorless, so therefore you're still going to get your vanilla, egg, custard flavor. And although you'll need to use something other than milk, yeah? You'll need to use a nut milk, you'll need to use a coconut milk, something like that, all right? So whatever your preference is, that's what you'll do. But it is certainly possible to make a magic custard cake dairy-free. How cool is that? Like, you can't buy this stuff. That's why you need a Thermomix, okay? So if you want to not go to the shops and use what you've got, you can open, your pantry and go, oh, I've got coconut cream, I'll just use that. Or I've got coconut milk, those sorts of things. All right, so it's melting. Let's have a look at that. Softening right down. Something I shared last night on the class when we were talking about budget busting is, at the moment, and I may have mentioned this already, but olive oil is so expensive. It's $20 a litre, which is just crazy. And something that we use often, like we tend to cook down with Thermomix for brown onions, often mushrooms for brekkie, things like that. And even in our recipes, right, if you think of a main meal you've made recently, I bet you it started with garlic, onion, maybe some spices and oil. Well, we've been using, we roast veggie, like a meat and veggies at least once a week, usually on the Saturday. We'll do like, the puppy dogs are barking at my kids, like a rump or a brisket or something like that. And we've been taking what's traditionally called dripping off it and using that as our oil. So that might be something that if you're at the moment going, how can I trim down my shopping money? Like my way is buy in bulk, buy big usually, but even at big, like I'm like $60 for 3 liters. I don't want to, right? And when it was marked down the other week, guess what? It was empty. They never got any stuff in. So, maybe that's something that can help you when you're doing your shopping. The other thing I find to save money is to plan it. Use Cookidoo to plan it out and being able to pull recipes in and edit recipes now so they're actually exactly as you want. Like, that is a game changer. I love Cookidoo 3.0. I'm probably preaching to the converted, and actually I know I am, because the other day I asked you guys, hey, what color heart are you? Are you a green? I love the Cookidoo and I use it all the time. Are you an orange and I use it half and half? Or do you freestyle? And not many of you guys freestyle these days. And I totally get that. All right, it's 14 seconds. Next step coming up. 60 degrees, it's met at speed 2, okay? We're going to go on to the next step. Okay. I'm excited. I've never made this. This is a child. I think I've had it as a child, but I've never actually made it. Place the egg yolks, which were the 4 egg yolks. I actually have 5 in there. There was one that needed using that was just a yolk from the other day, so it's in there. I don't think it'll matter. Some sugar. It says caster sugar. I'm just using raw sugar because that's what I got. And I think it'll be fine. I think it'll whip up fine. If I was making a meringue with it and it had to go into those egg whites at the beginning, I would have liked to have done less. Anyway, too late now. I've put that in. If I was not talking, I probably would have gone for more like 100. Like 130 feels like a lot to me. Anyway, you guys know I don't do too much sugar. 20 seconds on speed 4. Okay, let's tap that and it should populate for us as well. Oh, I love this. Turn speed select to speed 4. Do you notice that you should actually be able to see your temperature at any given time up the top? So stop to 37. Really helpful sometimes to know that you can look up and see that. All right, couple more ingredients and we're done. We've got flour, and I'm going to make this gluten-free. So flour's coming up. We've got vanilla, which I'm finishing off my vanilla paste. I will link that at the end of this video. Those of you who are on YouTube, if the next video following on will be that one. It's amazing. If you've not made your own vanilla paste, oh my goodness, Okay, it's phenomenal. Okay, close that up. Okay, it should appear a little frothy. Nah, mine's not. It'll be all right. Okay, next. Set the Thermomix to continually mix at speed 2 to 3 and add the vanilla extract and then the flour. So now this is where, and I was going to edit it and show you guys how to edit it, but I won't right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do it if it doesn't come across. Now I'm assuming that this new recipe community link in is kind of a bit AI helpful, right? Like helped. Like I think I'm guessing they were able to say, hey, anything that's got a speed or a time or a temperature, we want you to populate it, and it's done it for us. Okay? I'm assuming that technology is what's happening behind the scenes. Here it's not happened. So what do you do if it's not happened? Easy. Down the bottom there is a little speed symbol. We're going to click on that. I do have to remember that it said speed 2 to 3. Yeah, and that's probably why it didn't populate. It was like, what's 2-3? Yeah, so I'm going to put it up to 2-3. But the other thing happening at the same time, which I wonder how I'm going to do this, I think I can pull up my modes, is I need to put in my flour and my vanilla. Now, I don't recall what my flour was. Let's just close that for a second. Here's my vanilla. My flour is 100 grams, and it says plain flour. I'm using gluten-free. Okay, so we want speed 2 to 3. We want to add a teaspoon of vanilla and 100 grams of flour. So let's bring up our little speed symbol. This is where we're learning together and seeing if it works. Okay, speed 2 to 3. Close the dialog to continue. So now I should be able to come here and I should be able to get my vanilla, click that, and it says that vanilla, 1 teaspoon of that. This is the very end of my vanilla. It's very sad. I'm going to have to make another batch. And then I've got 100 grams of flour. So tear the scales back and straight in the measuring cup hole. Watching your scales, yeah? By the way, this is only supposed to serve 4. So to me, that seems like a lot of sugar for 4. I'm going to make it go 6 of us. Actually, I got a friend over. I'm going to make it go 7 of us. Okay. Let's now close this, and because it said speed 2 to 3, I'm actually going to go back to my speeds. I'm going to take it up to speed 3 for a second. Whoop, 3. The goal with that was to kind of grab a bit of that flour in, but I actually think I'm going to need to scrape down the sides. And you guys know I don't scrape down sides very often. And I'm going to get that rest of that flour into the mix. I'll also grab the sugar that's up the side, and let's incorporate that as well. I think my next step after this is going to be adding our beautiful soft peak egg whites. So I do want this in. Let me just close this and check the next step. I'm just not confident. Oh, there's milk still as well. Okay, cool. Let's just go to the next step then. I won't mix that in. We've got some milk. So gradually add the lukewarm milk and continue to beat on speed 2 to 3 to combine all the ingredients. So let's grab this speed dial. Let's go up to 2 to 3. Close it down. Click on milk. 500 grams. Okay. And this goes. I need to watch my scales. Oh, I'm stuck. I've got cream. Do you guys see that? No. That was the cream out of the top. It's all right. All right. Now, I did read a comment that said, that cream is driving me crazy. It keeps coming out the top. That said it does look lumpy at the end, but not to worry. Okay, so if it looks lumpy, the comment said don't worry about it. So that's good to know. All right. Made a mess. Okay. There we go. Next up, let's go stop. Let's go next step. Next step, add the egg whites to the bowl and gently fold in. By the way, I'm just going to reassure you for a second. This stuff around the outside, because I'm just trying to grab a tea towel, because the bowl is locked together, it is absolutely no big deal that there is milk that ran down the back of that bowl. None whatsoever. Is it important you clean it up? Yes. One of the biggest things in my last 11 years, have seen machines go into service for is pests. I'm going to call them pests, okay? Little crawling pests that at nighttime like to find little electrical appliances to get inside of and feast off the inside of. So with that in mind, it's important you keep your Thermomix base clean, okay? If nothing else, wiped out all the time in this section down here, okay? Now, can you see that milk sitting there? That's no big deal. Literally, I will wipe it out. I will get a wet, when I say wet, a damp cloth, and I will make sure there's no milk residue, because if there's any cockroaches or ants around, that's where they're going to hang out at night, and that's where they're going to do the damage to your Thermomix, and you really won't probably know until it's too late. Okay, so save yourself the hassle, and when you're done with your Thermomix, always clean it down, lift it up, wipe it underneath, that sort of stuff. If you ever find, particularly TM31 owners and TM5 owners, not so much with the TM6s, they got little meshes on the underneath, but it's not going to completely stop them. If you ever find little black dots under your Thermomix at night time, I would preventively contact our customer service team, ask me for the phone number, and get it looked at, okay? Because before anything does damage, then at least you can get rid of them, yeah? So just a little side note. That's honestly, that is one of the things that most commonly we see Thermomixes in service for. One is the most commonly, 90% of the time. Okay, we were nearly finished. My Thermomix recipe disappeared. What have I done? I need to close this step. Sorry, that was not on the list of things I was going to tell you about today, but, you know, since I made a mess. Vanilla, flour, we did that. I did the milk, yes. Okay, add the egg whites and gently fold in. Now, the reason it says gently fold in is if you go fast, and you'll lose the air, and if you lose the air, you lose the fluffiness, yeah? But as the person said, the recipe can look lumpy at the end, and that's okay. Now, if your egg whites flopped, let's talk about this for a second while I fold these in a moment. If they flop, do not throw them out, okay? Do not put them down the sink. Do not put them in your compost, as much as they're probably good for it. Use them. You have the yolks available to you, or your yolks may have already been in the mix or something. That's okay. Crack some more egg whites. You've got the yolks from those ones, because you're not going to completely ditch the recipe because your whites didn't work. And use it to make something like your zucchini slice. Yeah? So it's got a whole lot of eggs in it. I think it's got 5. So, you know, like, don't let the ingredients go to waste. If you ever have a flop, and generally a flopped egg white is because of a oil or water in the bowl before you start, or even in your butterfly. I've had it where it's been up the little inside of that butterfly shaft that sits over the blades. Okay, so happens occasionally. And if it does, don't stress. Just put those egg whites aside. Yeah, they look mushy. They look like they're not going to account to much. But put them with your next yolks that you just crack, you know, because you're going to crack your next lot open and have whites and yolks. Put them with the yolks. So now you've got whole eggs again. And make something with them. Okay, so here we go. Folding it in, trying not to kill it too much and get rid of that air out of it too much. Not my strength, okay? This is why I have a Thermomix. Folding and patience and cooking just don't go in the same sentence. But I am comforted by the person who said that it will look lumpy at the end. Okay. Oh, hang on. Oh, Lisa, read the instructions. It says put it on reverse. I like that. Reverse for 15 seconds. Again, it's not underlined. Let me show you how to do this in a second. Just stick with me for a moment. 15 seconds. Reverse. Did it say what speed? Doesn't say. Okay, we'll just keep going, and then we're done. Let me edit this recipe. So let's go just into the recipe for a second while it's not particularly doing anything there. Let me just screen share. Okay, let's come over to this recipe. We're going to grab down here the little pencil. Okay, we're going to grab that. We're going to scroll down. Now we can see where they've got the ones that are already ready to go for us. We want to edit the prep steps. Okay, see here, preparation steps. Click on that. Scroll down, and when we get down here, we can see it starts losing the speed and stuff. So all we need to do is we need to delete this. So it says speed 2 to 3. I just have to remember for a second that it's saying speed 2 to 3. So we might put that on, say, 30 seconds. And then we might, oh, that's 30 minutes, Lisa. Whoops. 30 seconds. And then we might, that gives us plenty of time. And then I felt like 2 was a bit slow there, didn't I? So let's go 3 and then go add. And now it's actually populated that for us. And then this one says as well, there's another one here, this one, speed 2 to 3. So just delete your old bit and then come here. We'll give it a time, because I don't think it said that there. And then we'll go down here and we'll go again for speed 3, okay? So then down here we've got reverse for 15 seconds. So let's go delete that out. I hope you're finding this helpful, guys, seeing how you can do this. So we'll just go 15 seconds. We're going to go, I have no idea what they meant here. Let's go speed 2 and let's go reverse. Where's that reverse button? Right here somewhere. I think it's under this same one. Where's that? Slow speed. There it is. Oh, come back. I lost it. Sorry, guys. 15 seconds. It's right off the bottom of my screen, so I'm just struggling to hold it. If you're wondering why it looks a bit funny. Okay, reverse. Oh, and then speed. Let's go 2. Done. Okay, now we confirm it, and it's done. So now when I come to my Thermomix in a moment, so let's just come back to daily. Here we go, over here. So now if I actually come out of this and I bring it up again under my recipes, created recipes, you can put these in my week. You can also put them in your shopping list, okay? But if I come down here, let's just show you, I'll just show you the difference. Give it a moment, my internet's a bit slow. Okay, start cooking. If we come to those steps now, right towards the end, here we go, 30 seconds, speed 3. It's underlined now. We've got 15 seconds reverse, speed 2. So those steps we added in are now in it and it's guided. So when I click on it, it is populating that for me so I don't have to remember to, which is absolutely amazing. So pretty much from here, this is going into a lined, and I'm making mine bigger. Hopefully it cooks a bit faster because it's going to cook for 35 minutes or until golden crust is formed on the top of the cake. And that's at 170. Dust with icing sugar and serve. And then enjoy, okay? So I'm hoping that I can get away with cooking this for about 20 minutes, being a bit thinner. I'm just going to put this in. This is lined with baking paper. As I said, I'm thankful that somebody said theirs look chunky. I don't feel like I need to work much harder with it. I'll just try and put this in front. I am going to scrape that out further, but I'm stuck with hands. So I'm just going to put this across here and show you. That's what it looks like. So it is quite sloppy. It is like an uncooked custard, which is what you'd anticipate it to look like. And it's literally ready to go. So keep an eye out tonight. I will, before the children devour it at afternoon tea, I will take a photo of it and I will put it out on Facebook. And YouTubers, you get it at the beginning and the end of your videos. So that is actually the final product on display there. But I hope you've taken away some hints and tips today from this video. Lots of fun making new recipes with you online. Check out Recipe Community. It is a phenomenal resource at your fingertips that, you know, if you've not found a particular recipe, maybe you're making something on the stovetop still that, you know, is in a saucepan, I reckon you can do it in the Thermomix. So go, if you can't find Cookidoo recipe, go to Recipe Community and then pull it across. Take a couple of minutes to check what is missing, what's not underlined and what is when you pull it across. But yeah, how cool is it that it is also integrated these days and making it so much easier? You know, that to me is really important, that it becomes something that's just easy to do, because otherwise we won't do it, right? It's too complex. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. Let me know if I can help you with anything regarding your Thermomix, if I can support you in any way. But otherwise, take care, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.